Here's an interesting teaching from Swami Vivekananda in his inspired talks on bhakti, or supreme love, the path of devotion, of knowing God through love. He says bhakti cannot be used to fulfill any desire, itself being the check to all desires. Narada gives us these signs of love. When all thoughts, all words, and all deeds are given up unto the Lord, and the least forgetfulness of God makes one intensely miserable, then love has begun. This is the highest form of love, because in it there is no desire for reciprocity, which desire is found in all human love. A man who has gone beyond social and scriptural usage is a sannyasin. When the whole soul goes to God, when we take refuge only in God, then we know that we are about to get this love. So this beautiful idea of love for its own sake, that in this world, all of the things that we love, it's because we are aware of them initially. And that awareness is the presence of God within us. And so it is that awareness that shows us the things that we fall in love with. But to be deceived by them, to think that they have a reality in and of themselves, that is the mistake. Because everything here is temporal and moves through its cycles. Nothing stays what it is for very long. So if you love something for the object that it is at the moment, you're out of luck. Because when that moment passes, that object will morph and become something different. Everything is that way. You know, when Jesus was walking through the downtown with his disciples, and Peter says, "Lord, look how beautiful these buildings are." You know, back in the days of the Romans. So he was looking at a lot of those buildings that are now ruins. And incidentally, Jesus said to him, "Peter, I tell you one day that not one stone will stand upon the other." And now we live in that day. We look at what Peter and Jesus were walking through, and we see them as ruins, just memories of the grandeur of the Roman Empire. And so that's the nature of all things, and we should learn from that and come to know and be aware of awareness, to become aware of that Satchitananda that is within us. Boy, we talk about that all the time because that is the essence, that's the secret to living in this world. It's to stop falling in love with all of these multiple things that Satchitananda illumines with consciousness, illumines with awareness, and to stop seeing them for being real in and of their own right, and to put our attention on the attention that manifested them to us, to put the attention on the love that is touched and brought to life within us through the reflection in these objects. You know, that's that practice of going inward. It's really setting aside this outward life and not letting that fool us into falling in love with temporary things as an infinite being. So bhakti cannot be used to fulfill desires, because bhakti is the love of love for its own sake. And when you love love for its own sake, it is its own gift. It produces more love. It manifests greater love. And that's how all of us climb that ladder to loving all things with equanimity in our mind. When all thoughts, all words, and all deeds are given up to the Lord, that means when the mind stops. And this shows our sickness, this shows our misunderstanding, because we think, well, if I don't think, if the mind stops, and if I don't do, then what will happen? What good will it be? What will become of me in the world? Because we are convinced that the ego is real. But the ego is not real. The ego is not real, and these things carry on as they carry on, much like they do in a dream. And if we let go of this sense of agency, let go of this sense of this little I, then that divine love, which is our nature, takes over. And things become unselfish for us. Things become clear to us. And we begin to recognize that one spirit that's working in all things.